Hello, I want to talk to you about my favorite subject in the world, bubbles. Fantastic. Today we're going to talk a little bit about how Method Champenoise is made. What you are generally doing is you are trying to create a wine that's going to taste the same year after year, even though the weather has changed, the vintage has changed. And the way that you do that is some incredible blending of still wines. They might even be from different years, but really what you're doing is you are creating the same product year after year. It's an incredibly challenging wine to make. And then in order to get the bubbles in it, what we've done is we've taken the still wine and then you add a little bit of sugar and a little bit of yeast into that bottle. And for about a year, you let those things interact. And then one of the byproducts of that is some bubbles. When you take this method, it does take a long time. It's labor intensive. That bottle has to keep getting moved over and over again. And what you end up with, though, is this beautiful wine that has really, really fine bubbles. Great mouthfeel, lots of complexity because you do get a little bit of that yeast and a little bit of that breadiness in there. And it's a really, really fantastic, challenging way to make wine. If you want to take a deep dive on this, go check out the Wine Bible and read the chapter on champagne. But to compare that to some other ways to make wine, if you want to have a bubbly wine, you could carbonate it. And then you end up with something with the bubble size the size of a 7-Up, which is not ideal. Or you could also do what they do for Prosecco. And Prosecco, what they do is they ferment that wine in a tank that's actually closed. The bubbles end up in the wine, and then they bottle it right away. It takes very little time. You get a similar mouthfeel to champagne, but not near the complexity, not near the beautiful wine that you would get. You definitely don't get as fine a bubbles doing it in that way. And so I just love having my traditional method or Method Champenoise wines. I think they outclass Prosecco and carbonated wines by a long stretch. So I'm a huge fan of them. And the more I learn about how these wines are made, the more I'm in awe of the brilliance behind them and the hard work that goes into them.